Hey, Angela Payne, and welcome to another video on emotional intelligence by Lead HR.
Hello, Charles.
Hi, so today we are breaking down the basics and the fundamentals of emotional intelligence and mostly how it translates also to the day-to-day of a leader in an organization. So basically in the next like 5 or 6 minutes, what we're going to be talking about is one, the actual definition of emotional intelligence. And on the second portion of the video, we're going to look at the actual model that we use at Lead HR in order to walk our clients through emotional intelligence.
Yes, absolutely. So many people ask us, what exactly can you accomplish or achieve when you measure emotional intelligence? So we want to talk about that and talk about the common behaviors that help people understand its importance. So what sort of makes it up? So excited about that.
Cool. So, all right, let's jump right into it. So first thing, the definition. So the fun thing with emotional intelligence is that when you look it up, you'll see that there's various different definitions of it depending on who and what you're reading up on. In your case, like which one, Angela, which definition resonates the most with you?
Yeah, and I think from my perspective and from our perspective, emotional intelligence refers to the ability to identify and understand our own emotions as well as the emotions of other people. So not only understand them, but to identify them, and then use that emotional information to guide our thinking and our behaviors and how we interact with other people.
Oftentimes when I talk about emotional intelligence with people that may not be super familiar with the concept, and we start talking about, well, it's about emotions, about your emotion and emotions of other people, they immediately link emotional intelligence with empathy
Mhm.
and working with empathy, which is good. But also it's not the whole extent of it. Like empathy is a component of emotional intelligence, but in reality, emotional intelligence encompasses like so many other competencies and skills that are attached to it, that it's much broader than just empathy. So when you think about some of the other skills that are included in emotional intelligence, you'll find self-awareness and how we communicate, how we build relationships, how we make decisions. So all of critical skills and really the foundation of how a leader can show up in this workplace on a day to day and actually inspire and influence and create like a great working environment for their teams or their organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to be clear, right? These are not soft skills. These are what you and I call like human skills, and quite frankly, something that organizations know that they should be investing in if they want to, have sustainable success in their organizations and really transform their organizations. This is a critical piece of the human skill.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting what you're touching on because organization can actually invest in emotional intelligence. Because another misconception that sometimes that we hear is that people think that these are skills that, people cannot learn, which is not true. Like we'll admit that some people have more emotional intelligence versus others, but even if you have like a lower amount of emotional intelligence with good self-awareness and practice, you can definitely increase your amount of emotional intelligence as a leader.
Yeah, absolutely. And the path starts by first understanding and knowing where you sit. And that's where we come in, right? So if we want to take a quick step back, we mentioned a model, right?
Yeah.
Looking at the model, you basically get to starting with self-perception, right? It's a round circle. And if you think about your self-perception, you think about stability, your confidence, right? Having a healthy self-regard for yourself and your self-awareness. From there, you really move into your self-expression, right? And that's how you express yourself, how you assert yourself in your business life and even in your personal life, how you gain your independence and how that sort of plays out and shows up. And from there, you get to your relationships, right? Through your interpersonal skills, you show empathy to others, you develop your social responsibility to your people, to your organization, and also to your communities.
Yeah, and then you come in the back end of the model itself and you go to the decision making. So once you've got like the ability to build these healthier relationships, that helps you build or make better decisions within the context of the organization, because you have a better grasp around the reality, and you have like better problem solving skills because you can rely on other people to help you. And by making these better decisions, that leads you to have like less stress, which is all something that we're striving for in life, less stress. And stress is actually a pretty important component of emotional intelligence because it affects all the other components. So when you're capable of lowering the amount of stress that you live through, you can actually get a chance of starting back at the top of the model and having more or better self-perception of yourself, and therefore help you have better self-expression, build better relationships, and so on and so
Yes.
forth.
Yeah. And because it's a circle, right? There's really no start or end point to it. You just become more and more skilled at understanding how your emotions help and hinder you through any of these competencies on the wheel, right? And they give you an overall snapshot of your emotional intelligence, which, by the way, as we said, in business and in life, you use every day. And quite frankly, whether your teams can identify it or not, your teams expect this of you, and for you to be that type of leader to be able to show your emotional intelligence.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Angela. That's the time that we had for today. If you like what you see and what you hear, definitely don't forget to like, to share our videos, also to subscribe to our LinkedIn channel to not miss the next one that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Bye, Angela.
Bye. See you later.